Hello, and welcome to following my heart's whims and just doing whatever I want for whatever video. Joining us today is me, but if I was a Zenless and Zero character, but also simplified down because who wants to draw all those details? Not me. Alright, Lucia. Don't look at that, don't look at that, don't look at that. Okay, this girl. Where do I even begin? We're gonna begin with my first impressions when she was first drip marketed, right? First of all, I love mage characters, and second of all, I wasn't in love with Ishuan's design, so when I saw these shorts make a comeback, I was like, that's an interesting choice. I saw it and I liked the undercut area, right? Because it was like brand new essentially. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Because it's brand new. I like this. It seems like she has a robotic arm. I think that's very slay. I wonder what the backstory is around that. Not sure. I do love that she has a tag on her ear because I also do that with goat characters that I make. I love this scepter. And I love her book. And then these little, I believe they're from her hair. And I also like, okay, maybe it's easier to say what I don't like. I don't like these shorts. Especially when I then saw the next strip marketing, I was like, okay. You know, we all make decisions. I think, okay, in terms of these short leather shorts, right? I think they would be, if they kept them inside the faction of Swabian Temple, they kept them in there, right? So like, Ishan has the leather shorts, Jufufu has some leather shorts, right? I think I would like that because it would make the faction look more cohesive. In terms of Spook Shack, right? You look at the factions at the beginning of the game, I would say all of them are very cohesive in their designs together as a faction. Spook Shack with Alice, Yuzuha, and Monoto, I think looks relatively seamless, but then you add the new characters and it starts to fall apart just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. Of course, at the point of filming this video, I don't know what the backstory between her in the Spook Shack and Tentacle Lady in the Spook Shack. I don't know how to say her name, so we're not saying her name. Tentacle Lady, right? I don't know what their connection is, but they just don't look exactly like they're part of it, right? The next question there would be, how do you reconcile that in the design? So what we're going to be doing is, we're not going to be talking about the design, like the redesign, whatever. Well, no, I'll state my opinion. I do not like this. Kind of do like the choker and the shaping here. I don't like that it just is very Ishuan copy, right? We're gonna take the things that we like about her and we're gonna make a design of what I think would have been peak Lucia. Peak ethereal loving girl who's a mage. We've seen from her EP that she is very energetic and everything, the EP and the teaser. She's very energetic. You don't really get that from this image, which I'm gonna look at splash art for other characters and see if you can tell their personalities in them. After we do that, I'm going to redesign Lucia. I don't think I'm gonna keep the same pose or literally anything. I think I'm just gonna make my own drawing of her. Here's another thing too. When she was first released, I was like, okay, the shorts are questionable, but she is kind of cute, so like I can get behind it if she has a really cool playstyle, right? Seeing this design has completely repulsed me from her character, that I am not going to be pulling her. I do want Monoto, so I'm going to be pulling for Vivian instead. But that is just personal choice, mainly based off of the fact that I do not want the designs to keep going this way. Which is crazy considering the fact that we just got our drip marketing for Banya and Dialing. They both, and Zhao is out there too, right? They all relatively have good designs. Like, maybe not by themselves, whatever, we could get into that, I don't know. I think they look decent, and they look good in the sense that it's something new. It is not copy and paste, right? I want to say off of my gut feeling that their splash arts do relatively reflect their personalities. Juyeon, a little bit serious, got it. Ishion, serious. Okay, we're looking pretty serious. Vivian is looking very majestic. Yuzuha, perfect example of showing character through a pose of how mischievous she looks. Oh my god, I never noticed how Kama looks in the splash art. Oh my god. Spoiler alert, Light Air and Yuzuha are my favorite characters, favorite designs in the game. Okay, Yanagi, a bit serious. Trigger, serious. Sokaku, not serious, good. Soldier 11, okay. Seth has a little smile going on. Shingi has her pose. Nicole, yeah. Okay, so looking at all of these, I would say the splash art most definitely represents the personality that we're getting. Folks, we are back. I don't think this reflects her at all whatsoever. She is energetic. She's in love with ethereals, whatever. She's Pokemon trainer with ethereals. So we're gonna need a pose that represents her and her emotions. I don't want to just completely redesign her like 100%. I want to do what I think should have been done in the design room. So the main thing we're really going to be changing is we need to figure out what to do with this silhouette here. Now, I have a few ideas. I like the idea of her cape being a lot longer, so maybe coming down here instead. Maybe it still has I'm pretty sure there's like a split in it of some sort, so maybe it still has that split. I don't love the shorts at all. I think these are best left to one character, and that is Ishion. I think she kind of rocks it. We need to do something different there. When I think of mage, I think long robes, right? Pants, usually, literally robes in general, like even men, I would put them in full-length robes. I would love that, except for the fact that we need to take into account her playstyle, which is already set, right? So like, Rina, she can have a long skirt because she's not riding on the back of an ethereal. Lucia is, however, so I think we need to take that into account. With that being said, I might like the idea of maybe like a high-low moment, which I usually kind of hate, but like maybe it would look slay on her. I don't know. The next option would be pants of some sort. Capris, perhaps. Maybe capris that like spread out there. I like also, right, they showed her in the hollows and her excitement for that. If her knees are out, I think she needs protection on them. If they're not, and they're like pant covered, right, they don't need them. These boots and this ankle bracelet aren't doing much for me. I love the key motif here and here, right? I love that they do that. That is one really good change that I like. I like that key motive going around. So perhaps we could do something with that. Like maybe she could have a belt with keys on them. A belt in general that would hold her book, right? And maybe one key, a key to her book. I think that would be really good. Yeah, I think she looked good in capris, maybe a little bit of a Peter Pan moment. We need to figure out a pose for her that shows who she is. I do like the S curve they're going for in here, right? But how does one make that work? I kind of instinctively want to give her like a little floating pose sort of thing, maybe like this, and then the cape is around here. She's floating, she's got the book, she's smiling. If I did that, I think I would have her sitting on one of those round ethereals, right? One of those or something. If not, we don't do ethereal. I do like the sitting floating pose, but she don't float. She's not out here floating all the time, right? Let's do a different pose. I could maybe see her raising this up and this up with a smile, and then maybe being balanced on one leg and have the other one kind of kicking back, which would be like if we kept this pose, right? Balance on one leg, have this one kicking back, and then have like shoo. Let me book right here. I could see that happening. I honestly really think she should have glasses of some sort too. That is, whenever I think of a mage, I think of glasses, and nobody in the spook chat has them. Does anybody have them other than Lighter? Am I forgetting someone? RIP if I am. But I think she would look really cute with maybe half moon spectacles. That's like classic. That is classic mage to have the little half moons that they look over. Yanagi, she has glasses, right? Little half moon glasses that they look over. I would love, if I'm going for a mage, I would love a big floppy hat, right? But I do think we should be able to see her horns and her ears. Not saying that we couldn't though, because they do holes in clothing all the time for like, she has holes in her hood here for her hair, right? So maybe a hat where you can see the horns coming out here. I don't know if that's too obtusely mage-like. I think it is. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much because I like her hoodie and I think she could just keep that as something that she pulls up. Considering making her boots chonkier just because I love chonky boots. It adds to the silhouette of a character, right? Because you have, it comes in, it goes out, it comes in, and then it would go out. Comes in what, dude? Okay, pause. I think I was cooking with the one arm up, holding the staff, right? And then one holding the book, and then I think she could have like a, I don't know if I want to kick this leg out or bend it in. Do we see the vision? Do we see the vision? It's giving very Statue of Liberty. Okay, she kind of got the Disney's going on. The Disney knees with the whoop, 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 whoop sort of thing. She do kind of got that going on. I'm gonna give her her hips back. I did really like that, and I like the smaller chest. I appreciate that. Right. I think this could be better. Simply raising the arm more, having her look up with a more positive expression. I think those small changes are incredibly impactful. The camera cut out for everything I was cooking. Okay, so essentially what I've decided is I really like the pentagram motif on her redesign. So we're putting that on the stomach instead. I like the idea of having low-rise pants. I love her chains already. I figured with the collar up here, I'm gonna do a cowl sort of loose one that connects to the hoodie. We're still gonna keep that choker there then. So it'll probably be like that. She got them Disneys, all right? We're gonna try to not make her arms like noodles, but that is a Zen Zero trait, which I think they just need to be a bit bigger. Okay, that's what she said. I think we're gonna go for like an angular motif on her. Angles, angles, angles. Maybe do like angles here-ish or something. Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Since she's reaching up, you wouldn't really see much of the under boob. Like, it would be, her breast would be the muscle and the fat would be moving. But, fan service, so you gotta have it there fully. This thing, I'm not trying to make her, like, incredibly modest. I just want a design that interests me visually, tells her personality, and then also tells her specialties. Specialty we have in the kind of mage area, cloak, right? The personality we're gonna have like in her face. It's more, I'm trying to see how my proportions are messed up. Okay. I learned nothing. No, we get there when we get there. We get there when we get there. Okay, Ghost. I made her look a little bit tired. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys as well. I am tracing some of this because I'm just not in the mood to fully figure out the shape of the book, the exact shape of the book, especially since I want to keep this arm essentially exactly the same. If this was commissioned, that wouldn't happen, but I think it's fine just for speedy purposes so that I don't take 20 hours on this because I shouldn't. This is the final Lucia design. I think she came out very cute. She do have those Disneys. I really like it. I know I said that I was just gonna like draw it in my own style and that would be that. But then I just got the urge to edit the original splash art to the design that I like, that I made. So I did that as well. So you're gonna get a little time lapse of me doing so. I really like how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I would ask if you preferred my own original drawing or me redoing the splash art, but quite frankly, I don't want the answer to that question. So just let me know, you know, if you like the design in general. Just throw in a like, a subscribe, if you will. I upload one video a year. Maybe, if you're lucky, when I have the urge and the passion to, which for some reason this Lucia redesign just made me go, no, I think we could do better than that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, I hope you liked it, and that's that. Bye!